everyone, I'm Ekta, and today the Ventures Den team is present here with the personification of the word inspiration itself, Mr. Lalit. He is a pass out from IIM, then ex-VP from Star TV, and now the proud owner of MyRefers.com. So sir, from IIM to Star TV to MyRefers.com, what were the aspects which made your journey on this trail, which shaped your journey on this trail?
Yeah, everyone, thanks for covering me and thanks for talking to me. I think various aspects of the journey actually inspired you to start what you're doing right now. So, with IIM, we were taught to dream big. The whole, the whole ambition to be able to do big things came from what was taught in our engineering, then our MBA and at the IIM. The Digitas experience actually made me turn those ideas of thinking big into real businesses. So I was able to set up a business which spanned multiple countries, right from having the first employee to getting the first client on board. We were able to really make that big happen. And when I went to Star, I realized that that big wasn't enough. That there could be scale which is unprecedented, and how a business could really impact the lives of millions of people around. Right? So what has happened in the journey is been an amazing transformation, right from learning or thinking about dreaming big, to actually making something which is big, to actually realizing that that scale is not enough, there could be something that could really be bigger than this. And what we took through the journey was that I learned from each of these three places, and I'm now trying to adapt it to a business which I believe is a dream business. So, I've taken all the goods from all the companies, all the experiences I've had, all the people I've worked with, and now we're putting that all into building MyRefers.
So what encouraged you to begin with an enterprise when a previous initiative, that is servicesforyou.com, had shut down?
It's a very nostalgic question, right? Service for You was something that we ventured into when we were young, right out of our college. This was right after my first MBA itself. And I, along with two of my other friends, decided to start Service for You. All of us young guys with no experience, but again with the ambition to do something larger and change the way things would happen. Amazing thing was we built something, but that was a time when we couldn't raise next round of funding. What it left for us was a void, which is a void that helped me do what I did in the last 14-15 years of my career. The void was saying that, hey, you have an idea, now how do you really make that idea successful, right? And that void always had put the seeds inside me to say, now is the time that you want to do something. So I did that in my first job, in my job at Digitas, then I did it in my job at Star TV, and I decided now it's time to take the seat back, put the owners back on yourself and build something for yourself.
Now that idea is in the form of MyRefers.com. So what do you consider the most crucial aspect of your venture that it has featured in the hottest 50 startups of the year?
So again, exciting, we were very excited to be covered. The most amazing thing is we were covered when we were just a few days old. We launched the venture, and within a few days we were surprised to be featured in the 50 hottest tech startup. I think what happened was the editorial team, which was actually selecting these 50 hottest startups, looked at our business. They thought the idea was very unique. They looked at the team and they realized the team had something which could make it big. Not just that, we already had about 25 clients on board before we launched. So they in fact went and spoke to some of our clients, and all of our clients spoke so highly of us about the idea and the overall concept and how we could help them. And I think that's what convinced them. They said a business which is a few days old, where clients are already speaking so highly of the business itself, the idea itself looks so powerful. I think that's what got us listed. We really don't know what happened. It was their decision, but we were super excited, and I think
it was an inspiration.
Yes.
Many ventures that are coming in. How would you justify the requirement of an initiative which is based on referral-based networks?
So it's amazing, right? There were two things that got us into the venture. One thing was human behavior, right? If you look at our own behavior, every day we are referring and recommending things to our friends. We go and watch a movie, we go and tell our friends whether it was bad or whether it was really nice. We go and post it on our wall. We go into a restaurant, we talk about the food there. We read about a book, we go and post a review online. We see a new mobile phone, we go and talk about it online. Right from buying a house to buying a motor vehicle to buying everything, right? Every single decision of our life is now in a certain way influenced by what our friends are telling us. And now because we are all so connected on social and we are so active on social, these referrals and recommendations become an important point in the decision making, right? We get influenced by it in a big way. So we realized, we should go and ask people why they're doing that, right? So we actually went on a major psychology study and we spoke to people figuring out why were they referring and recommending all the time. Two amazing things came out, that there was an intrinsic motivation to share and to tell our friends, what's happening or what is good, what is bad. It's that free advice dene ki aadat that we have, right? And the second bit that came out was there was an extrinsic motivation behind it as well. When we told someone that, hey, this is a good thing to buy, people started respecting us a little bit more. So, his movie reviews are always the good. Whatever restaurant he goes to will be a good restaurant. Right? So people start trusting you, people start respecting you for it. So it's not about just sharing, it's about share and then what do you get out of it, right? So there's an intrinsic motivation to share and extrinsic motivation to either get rewarded or to get recognized for it. So in short, we realized this was a great way for people to get more respect from their social circle. Then we went and at least looked at why people were behaving the way they were behaving on social media, right? And again, amazing insights came out. What came out was that when we go and put a picture on Facebook, our life doesn't end there. We say, hey, how many likes have I got and how many comments I have got around it. We go back again and again and see how many likes, how many comments have come out of it. Every status update, if we don't get a like or a comment, we are like, oh, nothing happened, right? So it hits us. So there is an intrinsic motivation to talk about something or to talk about what's happening in your life, but the extrinsic motivation is how many people have recognized it, how many people have come and liked it. It's the same thing on LinkedIn, it's the same thing on Twitter. On LinkedIn, you go and look at the right column first. Who viewed your profile? How many people viewed your profile? Was the person right person or some other guy who was not relevant to viewed my profile? And similarly on Twitter, how many retweets did I get? How many people followed me? So the whole intrinsic and extrinsic motivation is such an important motivation in what we are doing. We thought, what if we were to take this opportunity of building a referral-based platform on top of the current platforms? And that's how MyRefers came into the picture. The next thing we did was we looked at the recruitment space and we realized the space was literally, waiting for a change. It's been running for long and nothing's really happened which is innovative in this space, right? So companies were still struggling to find the right candidates, and even if they were getting candidates, they were getting a lot of candidates but not really relevant. So when they would post a job on a job site like a Naukri or a Monster or even a LinkedIn, they'd get like hundreds of CVs. But when they went about shortlisting that, they realized that they spend so much time shortlisting it and only very few percentage are actually relevant, in fact single percentage points, right? So we realized that the companies were tired of the way they were getting CVs, and what if somebody was to only give them some few relevant CVs and few relevant, interested, contactable profiles. And then we looked at the job seeker itself, right? 72% of all of us who are working are always open for a change. But we never go to the job sites, right, like a Naukri or a Monster to put our CV there until we are aggressively looking for a job, right? Now these 72%, there's no way to reach out to them. We thought referrals and friends could be a great way to reach out to relevant candidates. Now the 72% of population is actually open, so if a friend would tell him that there's a job option, the guy is more likely to look at it. So we started combining the referrals in the job market could really change the game. And then we've added a lot of things to it. We've added a lot of data intelligence to the whole game, the whole process itself. It's becoming a knowledge-based referral platform, and we are adding all the elements of the extrinsic motivators. So today we have rewards. Now we're moving towards respect, recognition, and so on and other things around it.
So what are the exact arenas and the exact services that are provided by MyRefers.com?
So the core platform is MyRefers.com itself, which is basically, as I said, it's a peer-to-peer recruitment platform, which means a peer helping a peer find a job. Companies post jobs on the platform. Every job has a linked referral fee, which we call as karma money, because we believe helping a friend find a great job is good karma. So that's why we call it karma money, but it's real hard cash, which companies put on the platform as a reward for someone who helps them hire the right people. When people actually are on the platform, for all the activity that they do, they also get karma points for it. So karma points are a way to tell us that you're doing good, and we will add a lot of other layers to that karma points as we move ahead. So that's the core service. And what we've done is we've extended that core service to various other platforms as well. So today there's a widget and a button that companies can take on their career site and put in to get external referrals. So internal referrals have been a great source of hire for companies, but this is a completely new form of sourcing, which is external referrals. So there's a widget and a button that companies can post on their platform. Not just this, we also have a SaaS service around the platform, which helps them to completely revamp their internal referral programs. The internal referral programs long have been running as a standard email-based program where companies send emails to their employees saying openings or current job openings, and employees react, don't react. That has also not changed for years. One, when all our friends are connected on social, that has not become social. There is no data intelligence. There is no proactiveness from the employee perspective. So what we have is a wide-level SaaS-based service which companies can use as their internal referral program. So those are extensions of the core myrefers.com user platform.
When you talked about karma points, you talked about the karma money. So how come a person who has formal education in business, then he has been a vice president and digital head at Star TV and now owns myrefers.com, how come he has based the concept of his startup on something called karma?
So I don't own myrefers.com. I think the people who will use myrefers.com actually own myrefers.com. I'm only helping them do good karma. Okay? So I think it comes from a spiritual side of me where we've all learned that helping each another is about doing good karma. And Hamesha said in the Vedas, in all the books, it's always written that do good karma, you will get benefits in your next life. We said, why next life? If you can get benefits in this life itself. So help your friend find a great job, get instant karma, get karma money, get karma points by helping your friends get those jobs as well.
So what is the vision and the mission behind your initiative? Like you talked about getting the karma points and getting the karma for what you do instantly. But what is your vision, your mission and your values behind this initiative?
So again, the vision comes from the fact that if we all help the people around us, the world could be such a happy place, right? You help me, you go and help someone else, he goes and helps someone else. So if you were to really ask me as a vision for the vision for the business is to make the world a happy place where everybody helps each other to get the best things in life. That's the vision.
Wow, that is interesting. So, what were the major obstacles in your journey to accomplish this vision and to make this platform possible?
So I had very different kind of challenges actually. Given that I had 14 years of experience at the senior most levels in companies, when I started my venture, I was actually running it as I was running a venture inside the company. So the first thing it taught me was, be prudent, right? You have to run it in a very different manner, right? It can't be the same way you can run it. So it was a huge change in the way I had built businesses inside to how I'm building myrefers now. And I think that has led to me being able to build this business the way it's being built. It's changed me as a person itself. I've become more humble. The whole promise of doing good karma actually is something that all of us as employees also not take it very seriously. So we as a value within the organization, all of us take this as a value that we should all help each other, we should help people around us. So it's really changed me as a person itself. So it's taught me to be more prudent, it's taught me to be more humble, it's got me more grounded in that perspective.
Like you surely have received a lot of things you've gained a lot from this initiative, but what can we call the unique position of this startup which will enable it to go ahead and which will carry your initiative ahead?
So the unique proposition is that we are built basis human behavior, right? That is the basis of how we build the business. How people behave, we've just taken that rather than try and change that. So what we are very confident about is because we are following actual human behavior rather than try and change the human behavior, we are only allowing them to do more of it, right? So if people today have this behavior to refer and recommend, we are only enabling that. So I think the biggest thing for us that we spend a lot of time studying people's behavior, and that's been the core of how we're building the platform. So as the platform evolves, you will see a lot more elements of human behavior coming into the whole platform. Secondly, because for our clients, we only give them extremely relevant profiles, our clients also like us. Now, unlike all the other job sites which give them bulk profiles, but the trauma of looking through those profiles and finally shortlisting only 2 or 3 out of this 50, 60 that come across is a big problem for companies. So we only give them the 3 or 4 top good profiles, and that also builds more confidence in their clients. So I think the human behavior aspect and the need that the HR industry has of getting good quality, highly relevant, interested profiles is what we are fulfilling. I think that itself is very powerful.
So what is the significance, or what does the butterfly in the logo of MyReference.com signify? There's a butterfly in your logo.
So I spoke about good karma, I said, and I told you about our vision saying that if you were to help me and you were to have someone else, you get good karma. The whole butterfly is actually, inspired from the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect. So if you know about the butterfly effect, so the butterfly effect is that if one person does a small change in the world today, it can bring about a larger change in the universe. So the butterfly has actually a significance that you help one person, he'll help another person, and it could go and actually create the vision, or actually fulfill the vision that we created for ourselves, which is about creating a better world. Also, butterfly is about transformation, because the way butterfly transforms and becomes a real butterfly. So we believe it's time we can transform the way the whole industry works, and it's also a way of saying that change has come to the industry, and here is my reference.
The vision and the way you are working itself, I think, sets you apart. But then we would like to know something about you, and for that we'll ask you some fast fire questions, and you're supposed to give me instant replies for them.
Awesome.
So, okay, you talked about karma, right? So, and the Vedas and all. So, what is your favorite mythological character?
Shiva. There cannot be anybody bigger than Shiva. So if you look at Shiva in a meditation form, he has got complete control over his mind, body and soul.
That's the reason you like Shiva.
That's why I love Shiva.
Your source of inspiration?
I think everyday life inspires me, right? Right from the thele wala down to the Marwadi shopkeeper to the biggest innovators like a Steve Jobs or Tesla. Everybody inspires me because everybody is doing things which are different, and everybody is building a business which is successful. So I learned from the thele wala to even reading books about Nikola Tesla.
So you get inspired from everyone, but what is the mantra of your life?
I think that's been the mantra of my life, that aim for the earth, the moon, the sun, the universe, and the world will revolve around you to make it happen. I think that's the basic mantra.
And when you're stuck somewhere, in any situation, who is the first person that comes to your mind?
I think my wife was also my co-founder, because whether it's business, whether it's personal, we can talk it out and it comes out as a solution.
If you had an opportunity to lead or dual life, what would be the alternate identity that you would choose for yourself?
So this is what Kashish, my wife, actually fears, that I'll possibly become a sadhu.
Yeah, the writing for Shiva can be linked to that.
Yeah.
So you are an entrepreneur, and you took the courage to be an entrepreneur. So what do you think you have gained as an entrepreneur that you would have never earned as an employee?
So as I said earlier, right, entrepreneurship has got me to become more humble. It's got me to, do away with ego, and it's got me more grounded. So I think the biggest gain that I've got as an entrepreneur is I've become a better human being.
So you surely have got a lot from this startup, and you surely are inspired a lot. But then, what would be your suggestion for the young budding people out there who would prize the suggestions coming from your side?
So when you dream, dream big. Do not think small. Right? You here can build the next GE, the next Google, the next Facebook, the next Apple. Only if you dream the highest will you achieve it. Do not dream small. And I think that is something that's been my mantra. And I think any idea you work on, anything that you work on should be ultimate. That's what is right.
Thank you, sir, for the interview and for the conversation with us. And I'm sure that it is going to inspire a lot of people out there and many young, budding people who are striving to dream big and achieve that. And it was a nice experience.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Thanks for covering me.